So welcome to I Care, I Move. This is Menopause Muse. I'm Pat Taylor and this is Helen Tite. And today we're going to talk to you about our programme, which is called Shero. And we developed this working with women to allow them to take part in some exercise that is safe, but it's also going to allow them to work on those functional movements in everyday life. And it starts off gentle. We look after the people who join in, and Helen is going to talk to us more about Shero. So how would you describe Shero?
So in my mid-40s, I had prolapse and had a hysterectomy, prolapse surgery, bladder surgery. I'm a personal trainer. I've worked with many women with health conditions. We spend a lot of time working with women who are dealing with a lot of life, laundry and stress. So what we've done, it was part of our recovery. So I was, as part of my recovery, I thought about all the exercise that I've done over the years and what is important. Now, just to say, myself and Pat, we tend to do a lot of work with older adults. And if only we could kind of amp up the stuff we do with older adults and bring it down the life course. So we're targeting people in the midlife. And the example would be you lose your confidence and then one day suddenly you worry about getting on and off the floor. And that's really a thing. It's a big thing when you're older and it becomes a thing. And there's no sort of, you don't know when it's going to happen, but one day you become more cautious about things. So what we've done is put together all the things that you're going to need to get older, but actually we bring it right the way down the life course, do it now, and it becomes a piece of work around your heart health, how you stretch, how you move, how you balance, and how you de-stress.
So it's kind of like a little bit of Pilates, some mobility and ability, so meaning confidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're really working on several aspects of how you're going to move, and it's broken down into 7 elements. Do you want to explain the elements?
Yeah, well, you start with you lying on the floor.
Oh, it's lovely.
Because over the years, I've seen women rush in, they literally like run into a studio and they're like, oh my God, just to get there on time. They're highly stressed. So in the very first place, you just give yourself a minute because we have forgotten how to self-care. So, and that's how I wanted the program to really start. We have a moment to ourselves to breathe. My time, I'm going to look after and cherish my body for the next hour. And then after that, I'm in chaos all over again.
Yeah. And it really sets your intention, doesn't it, for the rest of the session?
Oh, God, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we mix around the intention, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Sometimes it is about sort of finding your inner calm. Other time it's about building your confidence. So there's a huge connection in this program around your mental capability and your mental agility with your physical agility as well.
So then we come into...
So from there, we need to stretch to get you going. So we start on the floor, we produce and go through a series of moving stretches, also known as dynamic stretching, but sort of challenging your body in all its planes. So we have three planes of movement. We try and get you to move, and it's all preset, it's all stuff that we know is really successful. And once we've got you through these stretches on the floor, whilst breathing and moving, it's not precise. It allows you to kind of find the thing, your niggles, before they turn to nasties.
Yeah, that's what we say.
Yeah.
And messy movement, don't we? Messy movement for midlife.
And it's supposed to be, because we're all different and we all have slightly different needs.
And we put off those movements that are uncomfortable or that we're afraid of, don't we?
Yeah.
But actually we help you to work through those movements safely, don't we? And then progress them, and so that you feel more confident in getting to those movements and really like pushing yourself to be safer and stronger.
When when we move from the floor, we go into a standing position, because I've always argued that you spend so much of your time in standing. Why aren't we doing more standing exercises? So there's a piece here around your power and your strength. This is when we start to look at some yoga style poses, as well as some real good balance pieces, which will help with alignment, core stability, leg power, and again, a lot of it is moving, and a little bit of ballet, I suppose, a little bit of Pilates. So lots of different schools of thought have come into the programming. But one of the biggest pieces of equipment that is often neglected is the wall. So once we're up there, let's use the wall to be more active. And it's marvellous how many things you can do using a wall as part of your equipment, your fitness toolbox.
Yeah, and then we move to getting down onto the floor, don't we? Which is a whole process.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah, you think you can just get down on the floor, but we really work. We really break it down, don't we?
And it's again, it's all very well and good if you are already fit and active, and slender. And I mean that because boobs, mass around the middle, flexibility around the joints. There might be the beginnings of chronic health conditions. So for a normal person to get down on the floor can be quite a challenge. So we go through in the Shero program a series of movements that build that confidence. So instead of worrying, oh, I'm never going to get down there and I'm definitely never going to get up, now what we do is help you repeat the pattern over and over and over and over again, and it becomes easier and easier and easier, and then you stop thinking and worrying about it.
And there's different abilities, aren't there? You know, we support different abilities. Some people have been on the sessions and can't actually do as much as others. So we've had them on the chair, haven't we, working with the chair and not working through the bigger movements, really taking their time to get to those bigger movements within their own abilities and capabilities. So it's not something to be scared of or to think, I won't be able to do it, I'm not good enough. We reach all different abilities.
Yeah, and I think, so in the world of inclusion, everybody is entitled to be more active and exercise and to feel that they can be successful with their movements. There's always an alternative, always a progression, and always an adaptation to everything we do in any of our programs, to be fair.
And then we're on the floor, aren't we? Which is a whole new game.
So here we look at some of the classical Pilates movements that are really, you get really good feedback when you perform them from the floor, from the mat. But while we're down there, we might as well really look at your stretch, your flexibility, your mobility, and again, some of your power work. So, you know, so we've really thought about the levels. So we've got you up, we've got you against a wall, we've got you down, and now we're here. And to be fair, it feels more familiar, more typical end of a fitness class here, I think, to a certain degree. But again, it's about finding messy movement that will stretch you and challenge you. It's good, it's lovely. And then we finish with the really lovely bit.
Power down is our lovely end, but not quite, where we relax, motivate, set affirmations, don't we? And do some relaxation, some mindfulness work, which some people say they don't really get, but actually when you go with it, when you work through it, and when you've done it a few times, it can really make a difference, can't it?
Yeah, and the evidence shows us that spending time out on your thoughts, using breath to help you manage your stress levels, we know, you know, that the science is all out there to say that it really does help your body and it does help you. So spending a little bit of time in power down, and it is literally resetting yourself, is exactly what we're trying to do. We'll get you to a point where it becomes common practice and then daily practice and something that you do on your own, and that's really what we want with that.
And then we come into rise up. which is
Yeah.
fabulous.
Well, what we don't want is for you to float out of the space, because we're fully aware that you in your midlife are suddenly, running out of time now, I need to get back to it. So this final bit is just like pulling it all together, getting you empowered and getting you set for your time ahead. And that's really what that's about. But you feel strong at the end of it. It's like, power poses and feeling really strong and like, yeah, I'm on fire. I'm going to nail this. And that's what happens at the end of the programme.
Have I missed any out?
No, you've covered it all. But, Shero is something, it's not new. We just gave it a brand. It's something that we have been teaching for a very, very long time. And it's been very successful with our clients over the years. But now actually it's time to really apply it to our midlifers and to those who are, it's sat with very active people, but also those who are less active and struggling with their menopausal years. So if you want more information around it, or you want to understand about the subscription or instructors in your area that are delivering this, please reach out to us on info@icareimove.com, and we'll get back to you to talk to you about where you can see and be involved with a Shero class yourself.